What's up, Titans fans? Before I get into today's news and rumors, I got a fun question. Who is your favorite Titan of all time? Go ahead, spam their name down in the comments. I think of Steve McNair. I think of Eddie George. In fact, I had like an old action figure of Eddie George. I'm also going to throw out the name King Henry because that dude's a bad, bad man. We have some Tennessee Titans rumors and news to get into. Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, ready to walk it all through, I guess is what I would say. We're going to be talking about Jarvis Landry. We're going to be talking about the NFL Draft, a prospect that I love a lot. We're also going to be talking about Harold Landry. The first thing coming up here is around Jarvis Landry, the Browns wide receiver, and could Landry actually be on his way to Nashville? Well, Bleacher Report, they did an article titled The Ideal Offseason Trade Scenario for Every NFL Team. For the Titans, they said, okay, we need to help go out, get Ryan Tannehill some extra guys. Why not go out and give it to Landry? The Browns, they can save up to $15 million by cutting or moving on from him. But what you guys care about is obviously the side of the Tennessee Titans. By going out and trading for Landry, it's going to cost you $14.3 million. He was once one of the better slot receivers in the league. However, at $14.3, well, I'll ask you here in a little bit. Here's what Bleacher Report had to say on Landry going to the Titans. In recent years, they have drafted A.J. Brown and traded for Julio Jones. That gives them two big-bodied receivers who can win on the outside and down the field. The final piece they are missing to round out the unit is a chain mover who can win in the slot. Jarvis Landry fits that bill, and some of his most successful seasons have come with Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback. Here's the issue. I am not trading for Jarvis Landry's contract. $14.3 million, it's too much money. I understand that Landry has the connection with Ryan Tannehill, but when you have guys out there like Chris Godwin, Allen Robinson, and let's just say, okay, you're looking for an intermediate guy in the slot, well, I actually think that Jarvis Landry could end up getting cut, and then if that's the case, then okay, yeah, bring him on into Tennessee. In 2021, in 12 games, he had 570 yards on 52 catches. In 2020, 72 grabs, 840 yards. You're probably never going to get the version of Landry when this guy's bringing in 80 grabs for over 1,000 yards. If you're telling me right now he could come be the third option in that Titans offense, and if he's getting something like, I don't know, 60 grabs for 90 yards or 900 yards that season, picking up some clutch first downs, then open it up for A.J. Brown and Julio Jones. I will agree that the Titans need to go out and add somebody for the simple fact of you don't know if A.J. Brown or Julio Jones can stay healthy. And when those two guys weren't on the field, the offense was totally different. So you need to go out and get someone extra, like an extra safety blanket, if you will, for Tanny. So here's your opportunity, y'all, to be the general manager. Would you trade for Jarvis Landry? I want you to type that Y for yes, or I want you to go ahead and type N for no. The next topic here on today's show is going to be around the 2022 NFL Draft, and ESPN's Daniel Jeremiah released his latest mock, and he had the Tennessee Titans drafting the center from Iowa, Tyler Linderbaum. Personally, I've scouted a lot of players in the draft, and I have Linderbaum as my highest graded center in the last 10 years. That's how good I think he is. When you look at some of the stuff that he did according to PFF, I don't always look at all stuff PFF does, but I love what they have for offensive linemen. A 96 overall run blocking grade, a 78 pass blocking grade. Guess what? I anticipate Tennessee Titans to run the ball a ton this upcoming season. I know, breaking news. But here's what Daniel Jeremiah had to say on Linderbaum to Tennessee. Linderbaum is an athletic center with a mauling mentality in the run game. That's an ideal blend for the Titans. Here's my next question, though. What exactly happens to Ben Jones? Because I like Ben Jones. He's a good center. And I know a lot of y'all are big fans of Ben Jones. But I'm going to be 100% honest with everyone watching right now. If Linderbaum was able to fall down to the Titans and he's still on the board, I literally think that Linderbaum could be one of these guys that totally transcends this Titans offensive line. Because you insert him in there, and I can only imagine that he's going to be an all-pro style of player. I mean, think about when people talk about Quentin Nelson, right? Quentin Nelson's regarded as this, like, top-notch offensive lineman that really helps Indianapolis run the football. The Titans have Derrick Henry, who's a mauler. You go out and get Tyler Linderbaum. Personally, man, I would absolutely love it. So here's the idea here. Grade the pick. You're sitting there at home. The Tennessee Titans are on the clock. They have gone ahead and they selected the center, Tyler Linderbaum out of Iowa. How would you grade it? A, B, C, D, or F? I like Ben Jones, but I would go ahead and give it an A grade. Here's an A-plus deal. If you're looking for a Titans hoodie, if you go to chatsports.com/Titans hoodie, if you're like, what? Wait, where'd that link come from? Well, for one, it's down below. Also, it's going to be in the description and the comments of today's video. So if you want this Music City football hooded sweatshirt, I think it's pretty dope. Only $40. It's chatsports.com/Titans hoodie. We're now going to talk about another free agent coming up here. It's Harold Landry, and I love Landry. I think he offers a lot of versatility on any defense. Here's the thing, though. He could end up getting franchise tagged, and right now the period for franchise tagging players, it opened up yesterday, and it goes until March 8th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. When I think about who's probably the top candidate to get the tag for Tennessee, yeah, it's Landry. Now, the Titans, they need to do everything that they possibly can do to keep him. But what's going to be interesting is what exactly Landry wants to be labeled as. Because if he wants to be labeled as a linebacker because he plays outside linebacker, he's not going to make as much. However, if his agent was doing the right things, they would label him as a defensive end / edge rusher, which I would agree. Landry is an edge rusher. That puts him then at $20.2 million. Would you go out and pay Harold Landry $20.2 million? It's a lot of money. I will say this. If your plan is to go out and try to compete for a Super Bowl, then you need to keep Landry. And last time I checked, this Titans team is going to be competing. Why? The division that they're in is the worst in football, so they're going to win the division if everybody stays healthy. Even if they don't, you just saw last year, they were still able to win the division. You had the number 1 seed in the AFC. If you're going to try to go up against Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, you better have somebody that can get after the quarterback. So that's why I'm saying you got to figure out how you can get Landry back. And if it's franchise tagging him at $20.2 million, a guy coming off 12 sacks, 14 tackles for loss, and 74 tackles, yeah, I mean, that's pretty damn good to me, right? He's not only that, he's a leader on the field. He's a leader in the locker room. 22 quarterback hits, 12 sacks. I'm telling y'all, that is worth $20.2 million on a one-year deal. So anything you got to do to keep him, you got to try to do it. He's a really good player, one of the best edge rushers. However, there's going to be some other guys out there that might get a little bit of extra money. Maybe like a Von Miller, a Chandler Jones. There's Jadeveon Clowney might even get more money, which would blow my mind. And if you can't get a deal done with them long term, then you tag him. If I was the Titans, I would honor Landry, a player who's been good literally ever since he came out of the draft. Try to extend him. Maybe you try to go ahead and give him like a 5-year, 4-year deal where he's making $20, $21, $22 million per year. And if that doesn't work, so okay, we'll go ahead and tag you at 20.2. So here's your time to speak up, y'all. If you want the Titans to keep Harold Landry, all I want you to do is go ahead and like the video. And I anticipate most of y'all watching this want them to go ahead and do it because you're Titan fans. So if we have like, I don't know, 2,000 views and we only have 2,000 likes, I'm going to say shame on you. If you made it this far in the video, y'all, just know that we appreciate you here at Chat Sports. You have a lot of people that you can pick from, a lot of other Titans channels out there. If you did make it this far, I would be curious to know why you watch our shows and why you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, remember, click that big red link or big red button underneath the video and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video.